The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
There was a tzaddik, Reb Gershon Henech of Radzin. He was known as the Balat Cheles. He had great eitzes and great brachos, and people came to him from all over Europe, all over Eastern Europe, just to seek his counsel. A Yid one time came to him from Romania, and that was a few hundred miles away. He needed great Yeshuas. He needed great Rachamim, mercy from Hashem. He was a simple Yid. He wasn't learned at all, but he was very sincere. And like many other Yidden in Romania, he had great Emunas Chachamim, Emunah Pshuta, faith in Hashem, faith in the Chachamim. The Yid came together with his son. His son was 10 years old. Unfortunately, the son could not walk. He had been zoicha to many nice things, but he did not get the bracha of being able to walk. His father went to many doctors, wanting to seek a cure. However, there was nothing that anybody could do. No one could help. He had heard of the great tzaddik, the Balat Cheles. He decided that he's going to come to Radzin and speak to him. Maybe he would be a Poel Yeshuas. Maybe he could perform a miracle for his 10-year-old son. The Yid brought the boy in the wheelchair to the tzaddik in his private room. As we know, it says, Darish Rabbi Pinchas Bachama, Kol shesh lo chole b'seich beisai, whoever has chas v'sholom somebody ill, yelech etzel chacham, they should go to a chacham. V'yivakesh olav rachamim, and the chacham should be mispalel for the person that is ill. Not for this year, but it is also very important that the person who is ill, lo aleinu, prays, davens for themselves. But it's a different discussion. The Chassidim all followed him and the son into the Rebbe. They wanted to see what would happen. They were all curious. They knew that their great tzaddik had done many wondrous things. And when the Yid saw the face of the holy Radziner, he became a little bit weak. He never saw such a tzaddik. B'yiras hakavod, he began to cry. He broke down. He then took out his kvittel, small piece of paper written in a special way, with the reason that he had come into the tzaddik, and he handed it over to the Radziner. The Radziner didn't open up the kvittel in order to read it. He ordered all the Chassidim should leave the room. Everyone should leave the room. They all left the room, and he instructed that the door be closed behind them. They could not contain their curiosity. Why had they been told to leave? They tried to listen outside the door, but the Radziner spoke in hushed tones, very quietly, and they couldn't hear a word. All of a sudden, the tzaddik read the kvittel with great hisragshus, with emotion and feeling and great kavanah, and he did a certain pe'ula. Suddenly, he told the boy, please, stand up, rise from your chair. The boy rested his hands on the arms of the chair. He could not believe it, but he began to straighten himself out. After a couple of minutes, he was able to stand. Pele Peloim. The Yid didn't know what to do. The father burst out crying. He cried, and he ran over to the Rebbe, and he kissed his hands, and he fell. And he said, Rebbe, how could I ever repay you for what you did? Before they left the room, the great tzaddik told the Yid, I want you to hide what has happened here. He told the boy, sit back in the wheelchair. Let them wheel you out. Nobody should know what happened. Only after they would go far, far out from the base of Medrash, far into the field, should he get out. However, the Chassidim were very smart. They noticed when the father and the son came out from the room, he had a big smile on, and they realized that something good had already happened. Because of that, they quietly followed behind, and they saw in a great distance that the boy jumped out of the wheelchair and began to walk like everyone else. The Chassidim ran over to the father, and they said, please, tell us what happened inside. We want to know. The Yid said, all I did was I gave the Rebbe the kvittel. He opened his drawer. He took out some candy. With a smile on his holy face, the Rebbe turned to my son, showed him the candy, and said, Komm her, Tyre, Zisa, Jungele. Please, Jungele, get up and come over and take the candy. And that's what he did. There was never any doubt in my mind that the child could do exactly what the Rebbe told him. I have tremendous emunah. He stood up, my child. He believed as well as I did. He went over. He took the candy from the hand of the tzaddik, and we both began to cry. News of the Meifah spread along throughout all the Chassidim. It was like wildfire. They were escorting the Rebbe. They were trying to find out how the nace took place, how the Rebbe did the miracle. The Radziner said, there's no kunz, there's no miracle, there's no trick. When I began to think, what is my own value? Ma enosh kesis kerenu. I know I have nothing in me. Ma'anu mechayenu mechastenu matzid koiseinu. I began to think, what am I altogether? But then there is emunah shlema, emunah tmima, pure faith. There is no such a thing as teva. Hashem Yisbarach is the manig. Barei kol oilamos, the one who conducts all of the worlds. The one who created everything. By me in the room, there was no place for thoughts of mikra or teva. Inside the room, it was emunah shalema. It was lit with the light of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu. Ein Od Milvado, nothing besides Hashem. When these Eden came in, I saw they had emunah shalema. They had real faith. I knew that we had a complete kesher between us. I asked everybody to leave, because I wasn't sure if everybody in the room had that emunah shalema. When everyone went out, the only thing left in that room was emunah shalema, complete faith. With emunah shalema, a person can accomplish anything that they want, anything that they can dream of, with the help of Hashem.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org